This is the Business of Leadership Series Minute with your host, the best-selling author of Don't Buy a Duck and founder of MarketingStrategyHero.com, Derek Champagne.
I'm very excited today to have my friend on, Theotis Matthews J.D, Dr. Arthur Matthews, a university lecturer at institutions such as NYU, the University of Arkansas. He's a bilateral-preneur of a firm titled COO with his partner Evelyne, where he serves as a COO and Chief Playmaker. I love what he's doing. He collaborates with entities such as government agencies, labor unions, non-for-profit organizations, corporations, and even individuals to assist them in achieving best-in-class outcomes. He earned his Juris Doctorate degree from Howard University School of Law. He's a leadership disruptor, a humble playmaker, lifelong strategic learner. Arthur, thanks for coming on today.
Hey, Derek, thanks for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to have a conversation with you.
I appreciate you. You have shared your platform with me multiple times. You've allowed me to speak over to classes at NYU. You and I have had great conversations. I consider you a like-minded solutions person and an old soul with me. I feel like when we talk, we could talk for a long time and we're on the same page pretty quickly. And that's fun to be able to meet somebody from somewhere else and just connect that quickly on the same level.
Absolutely. I think it was serendipity that we met, Derek. I really mean that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'd love to get some more practical tips too, because, sometimes, so many individuals don't know what to do. Is this the time to listen? Is this the time to take action? What should I do? And so you teach courses on leadership and conflict, organizational change, diversity, inclusion, equity. What does an individual do so that they're properly engaged and not a bystander? Like, what does the next step look like?
Well, next step is number one, Derek, and this is a really important question that you're asking. All of us need to do a self-reflection. Plato said the beginning is the most important part of any work. And then Socrates said, let he or she who would move the world first move him or herself. So number one, you've got to look at your own vital signs. What institutional and systemic racism is in your DNA? Number one. Number two, how do I engage in a self-reflection about diversity and inclusion and equity? Can I really be truthful to myself? One example of this is that I occasionally have my students take the Harvard implicit bias test. That's a great way to start. It's a free test. There are 14 that you can take just to find out what possible implicit biases do I have. Guess what, Derek? We all have some.
Right. So
the way to start is do a self-reflection. We're so articulate about talking about somebody else's lawn, what their gutters and leaders look like. They're falling down, they're chipped. And guess what? We don't look at our own house. Our own house, you walk inside, the paint's peeling. And, there's walls that need to be plastered. You've got floors that are chipping away. So let's not look at anyone else. Let's look at our own house first before we look at anybody else's house.